All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about sexuality, and I wanted to start off with just asking how your own understanding of your sexuality has changed over time.
I would say for me, exploration has been a huge part of my journey. I think for the longest time, it's been difficult for me to like really figure out how to define myself, and I haven't always had like the language to. And I identify as queer, polyamorous, and pansexual. And I think for the longest time, I didn't have examples of that sort of fluidity. And I did not have the language for it for sure. So it took me like a really long time to be able to even fully understand like what my sexuality is. And I still don't understand it because I think it's another thing that is a journey, and it's something that can flux and change. And I, I, I think exploration for me has allowed me the space to acquire new language, to meet people who maybe understand things about their own sexuality that influence me, or that give words and philosophy to things that I maybe feel but don't like concretely understand just yet. And I think also exploration can be really fun because you don't have to like know things, you don't have to like be perfect at them in order to be engaged. You just have to be curious. And when you're curious, you can learn a lot about yourself and the world. So yeah, exploration has been huge for me.
Sexuality for me is all about the anatomy of the man and the woman. Like, I feel like the anatomy of a woman is beautiful. I feel like we have so many different little connections, different little traits of just our body that is so beautiful. So for me, sexuality is just like understanding what you have, understanding what makes pleasure for you. Sexuality is just about diving into what makes you happy. Like what triggers me? Like, you know, do I like girls? Do I not? Do I like guys? Do I not? Do I want to explore? What do I like? And it could be something, and this is what people have to totally understand, is that your sexuality can be something that takes form for 2 days, 3 days, a month, 2 years, 6 years, 10 years. It just depends on where you are at that particular time. So for me, it's just like sexuality can be an up and down playground. Yeah. It's just so many different levels to it. And it's just something that you just need to just home in on and just, at that moment, what it is to you. At that moment, it means this. And it may take branches, it may sprout flowers, it might even create some weeds. You don't know at that time, because it might be something that you say, okay, this is a graveyard, I'll never try it again. But you tried it once, you know what I mean? And to me, sexuality is at least trying it once, or at least exploring something and seeing where it leads for you.
We can't curse, but I am very kinky. And that's something that for a really long time I felt a lot of shame about. And I don't think that I was always able to understand, but like, I love going to play parties. I love being engaged with multiple other people. I love being like exploratory with one person and learning what they like and just really getting down deep into kinks and kink exploration. So I feel like one thing I've noticed is that in traditional kink spaces, we have a lot of kink spaces here in the Bay, but sometimes when you go to them as a Black woman, you don't necessarily see other Black women. True. And that can feel really isolating and disillusioning, and like make you question like if you have a space for those kinds of things. And I think that finding community with other people, other queer Black women, has been really empowering for me. And it's allowed me to like be able to say like, yeah, I'm super kinky and I'm okay with that. I think being able to make space for other people, oftentimes like is a really empowering thing for the self as well.
Absolutely. One of the ways that I'm kind of breaking it and starting the conversation, I'm the first in my family to be a doula. And so talking to my elders about their birth stories and, you know, some of the dark parts of it, as we know, you know, historically, a lot of our grandparents had been, you know, in certain situations. And so talking to my grandparents about their birth story and then talking to my parents about their birth story and just creating that conversation and maybe diving and delving into stories that, you know, you think you know your parent so well, but when you ask them about their journey and if they felt supported during their birth and things of the like, it's really opened up a lot of really good conversations, really emotional conversations, but it has provided an avenue through my doula practice, and it's also helped the clients that I serve to talk with their families about starting those conversations. So I think that's been really great as something that's been seen as so taboo in the past. I like to be that kind of mold breaker or that conversation starter and using my practice as like a way to kind of, you know, educate, but also, you know, pull people in to really explore those things. So as you had said, community is important in different elements of it.
That's super powerful. For me, let's see, breaking the mold. I feel like we treat oral sex like it is the elephant in the room, like it's the cockroach that just crawled out of your purse at school. It's so thrown away and so, ugh. And that's one thing that I feel that we need to embrace more. So what I do is I like to talk to people about it. You know, and you'll be surprised how many people don't do it, don't have the knowledge of it, don't have the understanding of it, and let alone don't even want to try it. So I feel like it's not something you just run around now. Y'all don't get me messed up and just think you run around and do this for everybody. This is something that you choose to do with a partner that you are with, that you know is safe and all the good stuff. But it should be done like you painting a Picasso. I really do feel that way. I really feel like it's something that if you're performing on a woman or a man, this is something that you leaving your name on this.
I like the way you think about that.
You're leaving your name on this. You really are. So, for me, breaking the mold is just elevating people's mind about oral sex, teaching them if they don't know, like where you can start. You know what I'm saying? I personally, when I first had my experience, I was told to get up, baby, it's good. And I was like, get up, like, oh, this is bad, because I heard all the stories.
Yeah.
And I had to learn. And thanks to my amazing, I'm not gonna put them on blast, but now I pass the gem to people to be able to let them know that, hey, this is something that needs to be it's part of it, and it's part of a way to have some good sex and some pleasuring sex. So that's how I kind of break the mold. It's just introducing people to the Picasso, we'll call it.
Alrighty.
I'm stealing that.